Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the 2024 SEMA Show. I'm Chris Harris. You're at the African American Automotive Association in Foxxtecca booth. This is the final day of SEMA. This is our final interview. We're closing it with a bang. This man here is a legend in black culture, in music, in movies. He does a little bit of everything. And I'm learning today how much he's really got his hand in the automotive game. So somebody who needs no introduction, everybody, big shout out to Lil Romeo, Romeo Miller. What up, baby?
How you doing, man?
Welcome, man.
I gotta bring you on the road with me. I need that introduction everywhere.
Welcome, man. So this is your first time at the SEMA Show?
First time at SEMA.
Yeah.
My partner with Trion, Richard Patterson, he's a man who's just been showing me so much more. Like, I've seen a lot of life, right? Like, I've had success since I was 10 years old, traveled the world. But teaming up with Richard, I realized the world is even bigger. And we always teach our people, go be a great athlete, go be a great entertainer. But what about engineer? It's scarce out there to be an athlete. The percentage of making that is more than 1 in a million, right? Entertainment, same thing. Engineers all across the world. So I'm excited to be here. I feel like I'm in a Transformers movie, but this is what it's about. It's about expanding, and I tell people all the time, if you really want true success, you got to be willing to grow and evolve. And that's what this next step and next chapter in my career is all about.
So your career obviously spanning music, movies, is entertainment, and sometimes, well, a lot of the times, that runs synonymous with cars. So have you always been like a car guy?
Every movie set I go to, everybody on set be like, Rome, are you a car guy? Because people will see some of my collections.
Yeah.
I grew up watching James Bond. So I love the Aston Martins because it was independent, right? But I drove every car growing up because that was a luxury I had. I don't care from a Lambo, from a Range Rover, to the Mercedes, to the Porsche, the 911s. And it was something where I was never just head over heels for, but I was always just amazed by the difference in all the type of cars. It reminded me of humanity, right?
Yeah.
They all got 4 wheels, but they have a different.
They all bring something different.
They all bring something different to the table. So I was always intrigued about that part, not the flash of it, and then how can we make the world a better place using something that we all need for transportation. And that's why Trion was just the perfect investment for me.
Yeah, so how did you link up with Rich? Like, I always learning Rich's story, and the man is just amazing.
Yeah.
He is somebody that the world needed to know. He's literally have affected the way this world operates. So many people don't even know about that. How do y'all connect?
That's the same reason we connect, right? I feel I put in 25 years in the industry, broke Michael Jackson record, had the #1 album, Rap Artist of the Year, top TV show, clothing line.
The world in the chokehold.
I've done so much, and people still don't really know what I've done, right? And I feel Richard is that same way in his field, where he's literally done so much, not only for our people, but for the world as a whole. We're talking about minivans, we're talking about space, we're talking about cars and automobiles. It's like Richard Hand has been on a little bit of everything. So for me, it was important. It's like, we always go support and sit courtside at these NBA games. We always go to the concerts. Why aren't we showing up to events like this? Why aren't we showing up for people like this? If Richard have all the success, if he have all the money, that's how you make a true difference. That's how you change the world. You don't change the world by just making the most creative movie. That's nice, because I'm in that business. I'm taking shots at myself. But I know there's only a limit that I can do to really do more and make change. And that's why I love what Richard is doing. And we connected because our stories are so similar. Y'all gotta wait for the documentary for that. But our stories are so similar and just kind of being overlooked, but still being a pillar in your field. But what's most important, the people who need to know.
Yeah. And he was telling me that you're huge on education, wanting to give back to the next generation. Talk about how that means, what that means to you, and how Trion ties into all of that.
See, what makes Trion different is what we're doing is, I grew up going to basketball camps, right? So every year as a child, it's like, what makes you better in your sport? Going to that camp. So why don't we have that for young kids? Why don't we have that for these kids with these genius minds? So that's what Trion is doing. It's not just about the car. The car is like the key to the whole world of Trion. We're going around the world and we're going to give these kids, even underprivileged kids, opportunities to learn how to build your own car, to really become the best engineer you could become, because we're doing it in every other field except here. It's got to start young. You gotta show people it's cool, education is cool, and it's cool to build stuff.
What's got you excited about the technology, man? The world changes so quick. Like, what's got you excited about the next generation of tech?
I'll say I'm excited about, I don't know if Richard, I don't know if I can speak on this. I don't think I signed no NDA for this part yet, right? But what Richard is doing, like I said, Trion is a key to a community. So there's something that we're in the works of doing. I don't know how much I could talk about because people be taking ideas and stuff. You know how they especially take our ideas. But I will tell you this, when I say key, the car is literally a key. So imagine building communities where, guess what, you know you need a car, and if you have that car, everything is giving off energy, right? So it's like when you go park that car in that garage, it's giving off energy. When you're at that basketball court, playing is giving off energy. It's like making everything really work together. And believe it or not, it's a lot easier to do that. They don't want us to do that because it's less money for people. But our thing is, if you really want to make the world a better place, you got to take the greed out of it. You have to be a disruptor. There you go. Yeah.
So, man, tell the people where they can find out. I mean, you're a global icon. Tell people where they can find out more about what you're doing, your next coming projects.
Yeah. How much time y'all got, man? But my life, I just want to tell people out there, you got to make sure anything you do it because you love it, right? We live in a world where there's going to be a lot of people who are successful, but just because they're successful, it doesn't mean they're a good person. And I think that's where we mess up in our culture, where I was always at the benefit of being able to watch somebody else who's successful and see how people react, see how the world reacts. And that's why we always get cut short at the first generation. If we want to get to the fourth generation, the fifth generation, you got to be willing to truly become the part. So any kids out there watching, actually, I don't care how old you are, because it don't matter when you start, but you got to be willing to truly build that foundation. You got to practice what you preach. And that's what I want my life and my career to represent at the end of the day. When people look at me, you may not know all my movies, you may not know all my songs, but when you go back and look at my career, it's like he stood on business, as the young kids would say, because I'm like, 35 now, I'm getting up there, I look young. But I just want my career to represent somebody who really practiced what he preached. It's not about being perfect, but if we really want the next generation to be great, you gotta give them the real tools. You gotta take off the mask, you can't worry about the image, and you gotta be willing to be vulnerable and teach them. If this person become better than you or more successful, that's cool. The more of us on the top of the mountain, that's how we make a difference and a change. And I feel our people and our culture is always competition, but it goes deeper because they made it that way with slavery, right? Put this person against that person. So, that's one thing I just want to represent as a whole. When you see Romeo Miller or Romeo Miller Project, you always know it's for a bigger purpose. But back to the creative, I have 2 movies coming out. December 3rd, I have a film coming out with BB Wines. It's called We Three Kings. That's on Lifetime. I have another holiday film coming out with China McCain, one of the greatest, probably the most talented person I ever worked with. Oh, it's actually the remake of Brewster Millions. It's so much going on. But we did a remake. It's more of a continuation.
Okay.
And that's coming out on BET and BET Plus December 5th. I have a new company called the Romeo Miller Collection, the RM Collection, where when people who know me, I always get complimented because I'm a good smelling man, okay? So I wanted to put it in a bottle for everybody so they could have those smells and fragrances. So I got that coming. I haven't even made that announcement yet, so that's breaking news. That's coming this holiday season. And most importantly, just being a father and a big brother. That's my most important jobs. My little brother, one's a senior, plays at Utah. The youngest is a freshman at the University of Houston, top 5 in the country. So I'm supporting, going to those games, flying there while still trying to build my empire. And then my 2 daughters, River and Winter, that's my pride and joy. My little sister Tatiana passed away, and I'm in a chapter now in a phase where everything I do, it has to be truly developing and building something greater. And that's what I hope my career just come down to. I got 2 beautiful daughters now, my sister that passed away. I just want to make them proud.
Romeo, you're making them proud. You're making all of us proud. Your growth. I'm a little older, but to watch what you've come into this game, what you've done and what you're continuing to do, giving back, we appreciate you, man.
Thank you
for your time.
Blessings.
So much love, man. Blessings.
The future is here. The future is Trion. I'm telling y'all, we here.